For context, I dropped out of college and my mom kicked me out and I needed shelter to thrive in any way. I called all of my friends, who backed down, and I was left alone on the streets. Only if Amanda hadn't. Me and Amanda were best friends. Besties, shall I say. I get a call one day from her mother and tells me that she had gone missing. 2 days later, her body was found dumped in a river. Her body mutilated to the extent it was no longer recognizable. It was nearing night. The sky was painted a crimson red and I wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. Suddenly, my phone dings. One unread message from Blake. I opened the message and looked at it curiously. What was Blake doing? Chatting with me. Hey, what are you doing? What should I say? I mean, it's been almost 2 years since no contact. And he's messaging me now. What the hell? Hey, I say, how's life been? He asks. I told him all about my situation. And he seemed pretty nice for someone who cut contact from me for no absolute reason. Well, you can always come to my house, he says. Okay. Hear me out. I have no shelter, no food available right now, and I was starving. Fine, but I've never been to your house. I text him, it's okay. My parents are okay with that. It's just that my house is too disciplined. What do you mean? You'll see. What are you talking about? Do you want to stay in the streets? No. Yeah, I thought so. I looked at my balance, 83 cents. You're gonna have to pick me up. I'm broke as hell. Fine. It was nearing night then, the sun an exclamation point in the crimson red skies, and then, just then, I hear a whirring. I turn back, and I see Blake, smiling, and I walk closer to the door, and I open the handle, and get in the car. We drove for a solid 15 minutes, until we reached a house that looked nothing short of a mansion. It was adored and decorated with blue paint, its roof a mine tingling yellow. I look at the rearview mirror for a moment, and then I see a book. It was plated in rubies. No, it was silver. Silver, yes. It was coated in silver. Well, says Blake, waking me up from my trance. We're here. I closed the door of the car and walked towards his house. I hadn't ever seen his home, but the mere outline of it was enough to convince me that they were, in fact, loaded with money. Blake rings the doorbell, and a middle-aged couple opens the door for us. They smiled at me. I smiled back. It was very awkward, but I didn't have time for awkwardness here. I needed a shelter to live in. Blake's told us all about you. A woman, who I assumed to be Blake's mother, was very nervous, to say the least. She kept shaking her fingers. This was unusual. And she doesn't even look like she's in her 50s. Both of them looked to be very young. Of course, he had told me that they had married very young. His father was 19, and his mother was 17. Both of them kicked out. Both of them led me upstairs, and I get a glimpse of 3 separate rooms. In the middle of them, there was a notice on one of them. Do not enter here. Mold present. Yeah, I mean, the house is very old, and we don't want any deaths, now, do we? Blake's dad says, and gives a strained laugh. Well, my dear, that there is your room, and that's Blake's room right there. That night, I lay on my bed, just starting to enter the world of dreams when I hear a scream from the other room. I was scared. A robber, a murderer. What is going on? I open the door of my room, and as I stand in the hallway connecting the 3 rooms, I realized the scream was from the room that had the mold warning on its door. My heart froze. I didn't know what to do. I could just unlock it, or leave it alone. No, you should help. Open the door, and help her. The voice in my head spoke. That was when I heard footsteps coming from downstairs, and right then I knew to get the hell out of there. I ran to my room, locked it, and pulled myself under the covers, waiting, breathing in my own carbon dioxide. My heart was beating so fast I thought it would burst out of my chest. I had to do something, and I will. The next day was normal, and during the evening Blake told me that he had to leave for work. I didn't believe it. I don't believe this family. They might be, or even they are, sadists. Do they kill people? Oh dear God, I think I've gone mad. Bear with me. I made the decision that today I will investigate Blake's room. I have to save whoever screamed that night. After making sure that his parents were asleep, I headed to Blake's room. As I opened the door, I saw a computer and a mic. I looked and scanned through the room, and I saw the book that I saw in the car laying in the bed. The pages of the books were full of notes, horrific notes. All victims for this year. Sadie Whitehurst caught. Amanda Joels caught. Posted video to website. Stella Davies not caught. I kept staring in disbelief at the last 2 names. He killed my best friend and was planning to kill me. So the scream I heard, it was Sadie, wasn't it? I rushed to the other room and burst open the door. There was hundreds of monitors there. The room held an eerily red glow, and I saw cameras aiming directly at a large glass box. Inside, covered in blood, there lay the body of Sadie Whitehurst. I was about to throw up when I realized I have to escape from here. Surprisingly, it was pretty easy. I packed all my stuff and ran away from that wretched house. But today, I got a message. It was from Blake.